Age difference here, but not much differential between these two. Little reach advantage for Sirois, and of course a 5-pound missing of weight here for Julian. Vision Quest Muay Thai versus Nick Eldridge, and this is going to be a good one. Their combined records, 7-1. Eldridge, 3-1. Sirois, 3-0. And no better way to pump up this Colisée crowd than a little Kid Rock emanating from the loudspeakers as we await Nick Eldridge coming through that curtain in a mere matter of moments. A loud round of cheers for Nick Eldridge, who's beaten David Dorr, Jared Whitney, and PJ Crawford. His lone loss, a decision loss to a guy we'll see in the next fight, Danny Buteau. Both are 2-0. It went the distance. Danny's going to be fighting for the championship as well at a different weight class, and just showing you the caliber of athlete that Nick Eldridge is. 2 submissions, 1 knockout. He's undefeated as a bantamweight as 2-0. And his 3rd fight already in 2024. So when you look at a guy who's trying to stay busy, this is a man who wants to compete and compete often.
Yeah, especially for the amateurs, it's all about the reps.
The record resets once you hit the professional ranks, so this is where you learn your skills, you hone your craft, but still, if you can add a nice little trophy to that case in that New England Fights Championship, it's something you always want to try and strive for.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, also as an amateur, just like get as many fights as you can. Like, it's an amateur record. Yeah, it matters, but it also doesn't matter if you want to turn pro. It's all about experience. Once you hit pro, that's when it really matters. That's when you're fighting for money.
I will say, too, in terms of walking around this venue before the fights, as the doors opened at 6 o'clock, I was looking over and I saw so many Eldridge shirts out there. He might be the biggest fan favorite and the biggest merchandise mover of all the fighters on this card. Ranked number 22 in the amateur bantamweight rankings on Tapology in the Northeast. Calm, cool, and collected is Mr. Nick Eldridge as he traverses the cage like a predator looking for his prey. And that prey, he's hoping, comes in the form of Julian Sirois. He would like to move it. It increases record up to 4-0. He has a unique style. He has a unique look, but he's also one that fans love to pay that money to put their butts in the seats because he's an exciting fighter and one of the reasons why he's in this title fight with a 3-0 record. At his first finish last time out, that was at NEF 55. On November 11th, 2023, you see the Ryan Sanders in tow as well. He'll be in the co-main event. He definitely likes Sirois and thinks he's got a bright future ahead of him. And also, when you're looking at it, too, in the amateur ranks, a lot of early finishes for guys because of the lack of experience when you enter the cage. But he's already got 2 decision victories, both unanimous.
Yeah, definitely, like both high-level wrestlers. So we'll see whose wrestling is better, or we'll see if they both decide to stand, not wrestle.
If you had to hedge a guess on what you think, do you think this is going to be stand and bang, or do you think it's going to be a wrestle?
I think Julian's definitely going to look to take it to the floor.
Yep. Well, it'll be a great matchup nonetheless.
Yep.
Second fight of 4 that'll be awarded a championship when all is said and done, but this is one that people have been looking out for since it's been announced. Sirois, Eldridge. Eldridge with an opportunity to win the bantamweight crown. So we are excited here for another huge matchup as we send it now to Tom LeClaire.
This next fight will be for the NEF Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, Our fighter out of the blue corner. He comes to us representing Nostos with a record of 3 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Somersworth, New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Eldridge. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to us representing Vision Quest Muay Thai. With a record of 3 wins and 0 losses, fighting out of Skowhegan, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Julian Sirois.
The nickname for Skowhegan is Scow Vegas. And if you're looking for more of an embodiment of Scow Vegas, then look no further than Julian.
Well, we got our second title fight here underway. I'm very excited for this one at 135 pounds. We got Julian versus Nick, round number 1. Here we go.
Not often do you see an amateur title fight, too, with the records being so pristine. Just 1 loss between these two.
Hard leg kick by Nick to start the fight here. Little inside leg kick by Nick.
Okay, this could go either way. It could just be stand and bang, or it could go right down to the mat. The unforgiving mat, too. But right now, they're trading blows, and a good straight right there from Eldridge.
Beautiful kicks back-to-back by Nick, looking to chop down that lead leg.
Right kind of glances there on the left, and now they're trying to grapple.
Looks like Julian's looking to take the back here of Nick. Has that leg. Maybe you can leg trip him down to the floor, to the mat.
Good defense here from Eldridge, too. Sirois looked like he was in good position, but unable to get the position he wanted on the back of Eldridge.
Looking for a scramble, little scramble here.
Some fans might not be the biggest fans of grappling, but this is high level, too, in terms of just watching the pace and the strength of both these men trying to battle each other and rip each other away to get in a good position. This is the time, too, where the sweat really hasn't started pouring on, so you can get a good grip. This is one of those situations where if this happens in the 3rd round, you're able to slip out of that one a little easier.
Beautiful knee to the body by Julian. Heavy pressure, holding Nick up against the cage. Nick with an overhook. Julian continued to throw those knees.
Eldridge still hooking onto that left arm, does not want to give that one free. Back up against the cage, too, and you can see the wear on his back, too, red from rubbing against this unforgiving steel.
And we got Nick Eldridge here coming off a 3rd round victory, submission over PJ Crawford at NEF 57. And that was by Von Flue choke, so a little tricky choke there.
Sirois again just trying to chop down the thighs, and now he's got the back here, not a position. Still not completely on the back, as Eldridge now trying to turn back towards the cage, at least with his back. Coming out of a little bit of space in the clinch, a good knee landed to the midsection from Eldridge.
Looking for that far leg.
Vision Quest looking for their championship here today. Actually, they won't be able to get it regardless. Sirois unable to win that championship due to missing weight. Eldridge, though, is eligible. But hey, a huge feather in the cap, too, especially in the amateur ranks if Julian can be victorious, as he's really controlled this one, though Eldridge is still in a decent spot.
Beautiful knee by Nick, right to the gut.
Looks like it might have impacted Sirois, but he lands on top.
Get the 10-second bell here to end round number 1.
This will be a tough one to score. I think you have to go with Julian at least for controlling much of that one, but a good little flurry there at the end by Eldridge, at least to put some thought into the scorecard of the judges.
Yeah, I definitely like the pressure of Julian, keeping Nick up against the cage, kind of nullifying Nick's striking.
How would you score that one after the first round of the books?
Probably, 29-28. But I definitely feel that Nick he's not like far behind in the grappling department.
Right. So probably Sirois
still
gets
round 1 out of 5.
Right.
There's no need for them to just come out and go from 0 to 100 and just burn the gas tank.
And we've seen fighters do that before, too. Even in the UFC, you'll see guys come out there and throw out every bit of energy trying to look for that first round finish, and then they're shells of themselves in the rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
As we talked about before, this will be a 5-round matchup here. Eldridge with a chance to win the championship if he's victorious, though. A good first round, but probably one that favors his opponent.
We got round number 2. Ooh, Nick with a beautiful leg kick.
And then immediately
right
back
the
on the
floor.
mat.
Right in the middle of the cage, too. Oh, Nick looking for a leg.
Oh, can we get another heel hook submission victory? We've seen one already.
Julian turning right out of it.
Just
reverses positions here. Beautiful scramble. Julian has a headlock. Nick stand back up to the feet.
When you're talking about great grappling, this is a beautiful display, and now just chopping down the left thigh is Sirois of Eldridge.
Right to the floor. Watch the anaconda. I thought he was going to go for an anaconda.
Getting back to the feet, the knee just narrowly missing Eldridge, and then Eldridge delivers another right and another one, too.
Right down the middle. I love those leg kicks by Nick, following up with the hands.
What a high-level matchup, grappling and striking, and then
right
Sirois
to the floor again.
Says, you know what, let's get this one back down, let me take a breath.
Let's see if Nick can stand back up, use those butterfly hooks to kind of elevate the hips of Julian.
Well, we talked about it before, and I mentioned it back in the first round, but as this fight goes on, you get a lot more slippery. It's harder to get those submissions in here, too, but if anyone can do it, it's one of these two men. Eldridge with 2 submission victories, 1 for Sirois.
Yeah, and in all Nick's past fights, I would definitely say he likes to come forward and keep the high pressure, high pace of a fight.
Fans starting to yell down below, too. Eldridge more of a fan favorite here today. Even some boos from the man from Skowhegan in the form of Sirois. Eldridge battling from his back. Trying to slide up from this position here, too. Legs wrapped around his opponent, Sirois. Looks like he might have, at least he had the right arm locked up, did Eldridge. Not much action going on here. Don't think they'll stand him up here, but still not a lot of progression from either of these two fighters here. Sirois in the better position in the top position currently.
Oh, looking for an armbar.
Came out of nowhere, and then now Sirois getting on the back.
Got the 10-second bell here to end round number 2.
Just great high-level grappling. Though Sirois again with more control on the ground after the early flourish and flurry of punches and knees and kicks. We see some of how the first few moments of the second round began.
Nick with the beautiful jab cross right down the middle. Then ending with a kick. I liked it. Like it.
How would you score the second round here of this championship bout here, too?
That was kind of back and forth again. I don't know. I feel like Nick definitely kind of started to win the first half, and then Nick took it to the floor.
Probably a toss-up at this point.
Yeah, I definitely feel the round number 1 for Julian.
Well, this is also, too, why they always say you never want to leave it to the judges' scorecards, because one could look at it one way and say Eldridge really landed some great strikes, and if the judge favors more striking abilities than grappling abilities in control on the ground, or another judges might view it completely opposite because they value that control more so. But again, still 3 rounds left to go here unless we get a finish. So still a lot of fight in this one. Eldridge right to the middle of the cage early on and trying to level a quick right kick.
Yeah, coming out with those kicks. Jab cross immediately right down the middle. Followed up by that little low calf kick.
We've seen it before when Eldridge does land in some flurries too. You see the shoot for the takedown from Sirois. Wonder if that was being said in the corner too.
Nick looking for his own single leg and takes it right down to the floor.
Side control now here for Eldridge.
Beautiful takedown.
A position he really hasn't been in much so far in this fight.
No, yeah, so let's see what Nick can do with it. Maybe he can pass, go into full mount, but looks like he's going to stay here in side control. Watch the head and arm choke here if Nick's trying to set it up. He's got the head trapped. He's looking to trap that arm if he can jump across to the other side.
Yeah, it looked like Eldridge was just trying to lift that left leg just up over the left leg of Sirois. He seems content on the side control here for the moment, though has the opportunity. He could explode in just a quick step over to get that top mount.
Little headlock position here for Nick.
Trying to see if he's in underneath. Doesn't look like he's got the choke applied, but now
right into mount. Dropping down bombs is Nick.
Now Sirois has the problem too. Does he turn away from it and then leave his back exposed? And that's exactly what will happen, but a good squirm to get back into side position.
Beautiful. Great way to stick right to Julian as he moves from his front to his back. Going right back into side control here.
Well, as we talked about it, Sirois been having the majority of the time in control on the ground, though this has been all Nick Eldridge here in the third.
Yeah, this is definitely Nick's round for sure.
Probably not enough to be a 10-8, but still a very good, decisive round number 3 so far, though. 50 seconds left to go in this third round.
Little punches here, Nick. Up against the cage. Trying to hold Julian up against the cage here.
Well, Eldridge's back had been raked by that steel before, and now he's trying to dish out his own revenge here. Sirois with his back up. Not in a great position here, too, for him.
And Julian also missed weight, as we talked about before. I don't really remember by how much, but let's see. Maybe this is affecting as we go into the later rounds.
It's always interesting to see a fighter that's missed weight. Sometimes you see them come out and they look flat. Other times you look at them and see they're a lot stronger because they didn't have to cut that kind of weight.
Yep. Hard punches here by Nick to finish round number 3.
Blows raining down, a hammer fist. And he has control to end the third round as we head to the championship rounds now. And that one decisively in Eldridge's favor. Just seeing some of the exploits here from Nick Eldridge. From Nostos, MMA, the powerhouse already with one championship in tow. Just a great end to that round. And we've been speculating on who had won the first 2 rounds. You could give it up to either side, but that one definitely has to go in the corner of Nick Eldridge. Still some great fights left to go in this one, too, as we have such an exciting card left. Sotero Buto, that'll be for the featherweight championship in the amateurs. Then we'll go to the pros for 4 exciting fights. Nate Boucher, Tim Fargo, Cam Arnold, Paul Walters, Ryan Sanders, and Michael Lombardo. And, of course, the championship at the heavyweight division. Jorgen De Castro makes his return to the New England Fights cage against Alex Davidson. Championship rounds begin as the 4th gets underway in a quick rate.
Again with that lead calf kick by Nick. Coming out with the jab cross and a hook. Looking to put Julian on the back pedal. Beautiful uppercut. Nailed him with that uppercut.
What a chin on Sirois. Just ate that one and continued to move forward. It's almost more like rejuvenated after that last round, saying, I'm disappointed in myself.
Julian looking a little bit slow here. Almost plodding forward step by step by step.
Not sure if Eldridge is gassed by any means, but he does look a little bit more labored than he did early in this contest, as would be expected as we head to the 4th.
Julian looking to take the back here of Nick. Has control of the lead leg. Oh, looks like he's trying to go get his hand underneath that neck. Maybe go for a neck crank. Nick right in front of his corner. Devin Powell.
And if you could be in a situation like this is where exactly you'd like to be, at least cage location, right in front of Devin Powell, former UFC vet. He, of course, made it to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, fighting in the New England Fights cage in front of Dana White. Now he's hoping to have Nick Eldridge and the rest of his team also make it.
Beautiful suplex there.
Not Suplex City, but still a pretty nice one on the side there, and good position on the back, and now he's trying to get the hooks in. Eldridge stepping over there. Still on top, in control. And much like Eldridge was in a bad position, but right in front of his coaches, now he's in a good position trying to get that good, wise, sage advice to try to finish this one in the fourth.
Under 60 seconds to go here in this round. Looks like Nick still on top. Controlling, maybe looking for that choke. I can see his hand. Oh, he's out. He's out. Oh, I thought he was out for a minute. He wasn't moving.
He did look like it. As the fans continue to beat on their chairs, making some
Plenty
noise.
of time to go for Nick to look for the finish.
Sirois not in a good spot here. Turns over, now on his belly.
Now he's going looking for that choke.
And again, right in front of his corner is Nick Eldridge. Hard to tell if he's got it cinched in, but it's all over. A submission victory, and a champion is crowned. Nick Eldridge,
wow,
is the new bantamweight championship in the amateur ranks of New England Fights, moving to 4-1, and what a great belt from him.
I think Julian's hands are stuck. I think he tapped with his feet. I couldn't quite tell.
Eldridge made weight, his opponent did not, and Sirois missed it. So it was only Eldridge who was eligible, but another championship win in tow.
Beautiful work by Nick Eldridge. 4-1 here as an amateur with a title under his record.
So Nick Eldridge is going to go partying tonight with Jared St. Jean.
We got the rear naked choke locked in by Nick Eldridge here. Big strong squeeze.
Oh, he didn't go out. It looked close, though.
Yep.
Hard to tell from that replay or not, but another champion for Nos Dos MMA, as they are definitely going to be enjoying themselves in Lewiston tonight, with still another title fight yet to come from this camp. Sky's the limit for Nick Eldridge, too. He's got the ability on the ground. He's got the submission, but look at the power punching, too. Kudos to the chin of Julian Sirois. Well, with that, we'll get the championship presentation as we send it now down to the cage.
2 minutes and 37 seconds by rear naked choke in round 4. Our new bantamweight champion, Nick Eldridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your new bantamweight NEF champion. First of all, congratulations, Nick.
Thank you.
You came out very, very leg kick heavy. Was that obviously part of your game plan?
Yeah, I mean, we saw that he was vulnerable to that in his last fight, and same deal. We just beat that leg up just like we came in here to do.
In the end of the second round, you rocked him. And in the end of the third round, you ended on top with ground and pound. It almost looked like it was over then. Did you think it was going to be done then, or did you think they were going to have you go into the fourth?
I mean, I definitely thought there was a chance, but he was covering and moving enough that I wasn't landing big shots. But, I mean, I knew I was winning the round, and I knew he was going to break eventually.
So your opponent missed weight, and you still ended up taking the fight. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we came here to fucking fight. I don't care what he weighs.
Congratulations on an absolutely phenomenal performance, brother. Your new Bantam NEF champion, Nick Eldridge.
Talked about the crowd support for Nick Eldridge, and they're definitely behind their new champion. He made weight, his opponent did not. He gets the championship nonetheless, too, and says he doesn't care, as he's going to go out and party with that belt along with his teammate as well, and Jared St. Jean, who also was victorious. And